Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nayaswami Padma, and I'm here today to bring you the excerpt from the original teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. And today, again, I'm reading from Swami Kriyananda's autobiography, The New Path. In the section, I'm still in the chapter called Work versus Meditation. And of course, we realize he's talking about work and meditation, but he makes this juxtaposition so it can become clear. The excerpt I want to read today says, Mrs. Evans, that lady I initiated into Kriya Yoga in San Diego, told me, I used to drink, not much, but the way most people do, to be sociable. When I met Master, he told me to give it up. So for a while, I took nothing alcoholic at all. But then I got to thinking, surely beer doesn't count, does it? Nor wine? I mean, they really aren't in the same class with whiskey and brandy, are they? So I went back to drinking those two occasionally. It gave me less explaining to do whenever we had guests. Well, the next time I saw Master in San Diego, he looked at me sort of penetratingly and said, I meant all alcoholic beverages. Well, since then, what choice have I got? Anytime I slipped, he'd know about it. Well, I enjoy that story. It sounds like a humorous story. And one could say, well, Yogananda's not in the body any longer, so I don't have to worry about that. But the reality is that God is everywhere. God knows our thoughts. God knows our actions. He even knows what's in our hearts when we're not ourselves aware of it. Everything is transparent. And the lesson in this particular reading is not just about alcohol, but it's about coming to terms with that transparency in the sense of, well, coming to terms isn't quite the right spirit that I am meaning. What I am meaning is embracing that transparency. And it was so incredibly helpful to be able to watch that in action in Swami Kriyananda, Ananda's founder and Yogananda's direct disciple. He was so incredibly transparent. Really nothing remained hidden. He would call community meetings now and then and discuss his most precious thoughts that were in his heart, sometimes difficult thoughts that might, create some sense of judgment on the part of people hearing them. But he always put it all right out there. And he had the strength and courage to face that. And for most of us, that's very difficult to do. I always admire people who have that ability to be completely self-honest. And of course, that brings humility. Now, this has to be balanced with the fact that Yogananda also said, don't hang out your faults to everyone and anyone, because People will use it against you if they are misguided and if they're fully entrenched in their egos themselves. And so that all has to be kept into balance, but there's always those we trust, our friends who have our highest interest in mind, and practicing transparency with people like that is a very healthy practice. Because as I started off saying, and as Mrs. Evans certainly learned in the story I just shared, God knows our every thought, every action. There's no hiding. So the sooner we can practice transparency and self-honesty, the sooner we will free ourselves from the shackles of ego. Joy to you, and we'll see you again on Thursday. Blessings. Bye-bye now.